Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another FIFA 21 video where today I'm going to be explaining to you how you can get easier matchmaking and the things that you can do that can control whether or not you can play some slightly easier opponents, and mainly to do with sort of foot champs. A lot of people obviously want to try and get, easier matchmaking or fairer matchmaking when they're playing champs. You don't want to be playing people who are just far above your level and they're just going to be smashing you. Obviously, you can't like completely control who you play, but there are definitely things that you can do that can sort of increase your chances of playing people that are actually more your level and not just constantly playing against people who are far above your level. Now, what a lot of people don't know about foot champs, especially casual players, is when you play. So let's take Friday as a good example and we'll work through the day. So starting off with Friday, when is a good time to play on Friday? Now, what you have to remember is obviously the way everybody starts the weekend league, whether you're the worst player in the world or whether you are, a pro player and you get 30-0. Everybody's records start at 0-0. So everybody is at 0 form. So playing like first thing in the morning on a Friday, let's say 9 o'clock in the morning, is a real bad time to play because you could easily match up against a pro who last week went 28-2, for example, because he's at 0 form like you. The pros, the Elite 1 players, the Elite 2 players, they have to start somewhere. They have to start at 0-0 anyway. So you have a higher chance of matching a pro or a really, top tier skilled player at the start of a weekend league because you're all going to be on the same score. So one thing to do is to try and avoid playing on a Friday morning because that's when you've got the best chance, or the worst chance, we should say, of matching against somebody who is extremely high skilled. I've definitely fallen foul of this, last week, or maybe it's the week before. I played against the Olympic Marseille pro player on my very first game of weekend league, and I actually won 3-2 in the end, but it was just a completely unnecessary thing for me to do. After that, I stopped playing and I played at a different time. So make sure you try and avoid playing Friday mornings. Normally I'm talking UK time here, from sort of 8 o'clock in the morning till maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The reason why you want to wait till maybe sort of 2 or 3 in the afternoon before you start playing is because by that point, if you think about a lot of the top skill players, so the pros, the Elite 1 players, Elite 2 players, all the real good guys, they are now all going to have played for several hours. So they're going to be maybe 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 form or something. So they're going to be far out of your reach. If you're a decent player like myself, I'm a fairly decent player. You get some rage quits. You could easily run through 5 games in sort of an hour, and all of a sudden you're getting up to that form where they might be again. So you kind of want to just let them get a head start, let them get far out in front, and then you can start playing your games knowing that you'll probably not match them because their form is always going to kind of be higher than yours. So on a Friday, try and avoid playing sort of early Friday morning. Try and play sort of Friday afternoon from sort of 2, 3 o'clock onwards. In terms of lateness, you don't want to play beyond about 11 o'clock maybe at night, because again, a lot of the good guys like to play late at night as well, because late at night there's less people on the servers, so the gameplay is often a lot smoother. So a lot of the pros, the real good guys, they like to play at sort of 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, those, midnight, those type of times. Low server demand, which means your gameplay is a lot smoother and a lot better. So try and on a Friday play between sort of 3 o'clock in the afternoon and 10 o'clock if possible. Like, some people might not have the choice, might not be able to play when they want. They might have to just play when they have to. But if you have the ability to choose when you can play your games, that's where I would recommend on a Friday. In terms of on a Saturday, it's kind of very much the same. You want to avoid playing Saturday morning. Again, depends on if you have the ability or the choice. You might not have the choice. You might be working Saturday afternoon, and you might just have to play Saturday morning. It just might be your only option. But if you have the opportunity to choose, try and avoid playing on a Saturday morning. Again, the reason why is because a lot of, if you're a decent player, for my example, if I take myself as an example, if I start at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday and I finish at 10 o'clock, I could be 10-0 by the end of the day. The next day, a lot of the pros, a lot of the real good guys like to finish off their game. So if you're a decent player and you have a fairly high form, there's a good chance you could match again against those pros because now you've got higher form. Matchmaking often is a little bit looser on Saturday as well. You might be on 12 form, a pro might be on 14 form, let's say. You could easily match up against them. So you do have to be careful as well on a Saturday morning. So it's kind of the same. You want to avoid playing sort of really early on Saturday morning, and again, try and start playing around about 3 o'clock mark. And again, the same thing in terms of the evening. Don't play too late into the evening, because again, same thing, you know, some guys like to wait because the gameplay is often a lot smoother because there's less people on the game late at night. So Friday and Saturday are pretty much the same. As we move into Sunday, Sunday's kind of the opposite almost. Sunday is like not a bad time to play in the morning. Now, the reason why this works, and this is what I do every week, this sort of schedule that I'm giving you, this is how I play my games. I try and avoid playing Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. The reason why a lot of people on a Sunday, because a lot of people have, you know, typically finished their games, the matchmaking is quite loose. It still tries to match you up against people that are nearby to you and have similar records to you. But often I've been sort of 15-1 maybe, or something like that, going into a weekend or going into a Sunday. And I've matched up against a guy who's maybe like 12-6 and his form's only like 6 or 7. And my form's at like 12, 13, 14, something like that. So the matchmaking is a lot looser on Sunday. So a lot of people like to keep their games for sort of Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon, when the matchmaking is quite loose. I like to just get my games done in the morning because, again, a lot of good players will keep some of their games back, you know, especially if you're trying to clutch up elite or something. You want to keep some of your games back when the matchmaking is looser. So if more good players are keeping their games for late Sunday night, Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon, whatever you want to call it, I want to get my games done Sunday morning when those real good players are not going to be playing their last couple games. You know, if you're like 20-3 or something and you're trying to clutch up Elite 2, for example, you're going to keep your games back for Sunday evening thinking you're going to be playing looser matchmaking when you've probably got a higher chance of matching up other players, other good players that are on the same score as you. So I typically will try and get my games done Sunday morning to finish off. And then if those guys want to play Sunday evening, I'm not going to be playing them because I'm going to have done my weekend league by then. So to summarize, the best times to play your games on a weekend league is Friday and Saturday, sort of from 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon till about sort of 9-10 o'clock at night, and then Sunday sort of from that 8-9 o'clock in the morning till sort of like 3-4 in the afternoon is a good time to play. So in terms of getting easier matchmaking, that is the best way to kind of get favorable matchmaking. You're kind of just trying to avoid the peak times. You're trying to avoid the times when the pros, the real high skill players, the guys who are going to be better than you, you're trying to avoid them. If you're a gold 3 player, you don't want to be going into a game against, you know, a pro player or an elite 1 player because you're going to get annihilated, you know. But you're not going to be able to avoid playing, for example, a gold 1 player, you know, somebody who's still probably better than you. You can't like adjust the matchmaking so you're just playing people at gold 3 level and below. You know, you still have to play to whatever your form is. But there are definitely things you can do to reduce your time. And I've definitely done this before. I used to sort of get my games. I was so keen to start on Friday morning, and I'd get into my games, and I'd get to like Friday evening, and I'd be like 6-4, and I'd be like, I'm not a 6-4 player. This was kind of like last year FIFA 19. I'd be like, I'm not a 6-4 player. And it's because in the morning I'd be playing games when all the pros are on and the real high quality players are on, and you'd be taking a couple of losses against players that you shouldn't be because you're just matching up against players who you shouldn't be matching against. So making sure you're playing at the right time is going to give you the best chance to obviously get the best score. And I guarantee you will definitely see it's not about like dodging competition. It's just about making it fairer. You don't want to be playing. It's not really fair if you're a gold 3 player and you're playing somebody who is a top 100 player. It's not a fair match. So you want to just try and make sure you avoid those real extremes and just kind of play people more that are around your sort of skill levels. Hopefully you guys found this useful, and hopefully you guys can take this into your weekend leagues going forward, especially into team of the season, taking it into there, because obviously team of the season is all about getting the most wins, trying to get those you know, team of the season cards in your red rewards. So hopefully you did find this video useful. If you did, do drop a thumbs up. Do make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow us over on Twitch. We are going to start streaming very, very soon. So if you are interested in watching a stream, it would be much appreciated. Every viewer will absolutely count. And our Discord is down below in the description if you want to join. Great place to learn and just have fun. A great place to just enjoy talking about FIFA and lots of other things. But that is all for today, guys. Have an awesome day. I'm out.